Hello, everyone, and welcome to Change by Choice. I am stunned, actually. I cannot believe we are in our last week before heading into the new year, 2017. So in light of that exact statement that I just made, that's what I'm going to focus this newest episode of our podcast on. So basically, we're going to go through, what do you need to think about and reflect on in this last week to get yourself set up for success so that you're starting in a really successful and winning spot for 2017. And we're going to go through just some tips and some questions and some thoughts. So hopefully you can really use this week to clean ship, clean ship and think about all the things that are not serving you that you need to decide to let go, to clean up, so that when you head into the new year, you're just bringing in, the pieces that you want to move forward with. So before we head into the topic, as always, for anybody who is new joining my podcast, my name is Charlotte Farreau, and I am a certified high performance coach. And I'm also a leadership and development consultant. So I help businesses implement the systems and strategies and the development needed to put their people in a win-win situation. And in terms of the high performance coaching, I do a lot of one-on-one. So those are like my two main pieces. I'm also a fitness coach and a spin instructor. So I think of like all my worlds, they all come together, mind, body, and soul. And they're all the fundamental pieces that I speak to when I am in my coaching world. So welcome. All right. So I'm going to walk through what I go through, in terms of setting myself up. Although I start this process, I'm always in this process. Let's get real. But more so like anyone who knows me knows that I hate resolutions. So I hate them because it does not create a growth mindset. It's a band-aid solution to something that could be started prior to. And let's get real, they just don't work, right? They don't work because you're waiting to start, and then you're doing it out of what? Desperation, out of like, I'm not feeling good, and out of like, I pushed it too far. But the commitment is not fully there. It's there for short term, but then what? After a month, you're back to how you were. I want you to think, I really want you to take the time and think about what is your pattern, Are you that person that holds to that, like that resolution, that waits for January 1st to clean ship, to get yourself going? Are you the person who tries periodically during the year? Now, this depends obviously on the topic that that you are moving forward with. If it's health and diet and all of that, what I'm hoping that you're going to get from listening to my podcast and potentially reading my stuff online, whether it be on my Facebook page, Charlotte Farreau Change by Choice, or on my website, charlottefarreau.com, is that, it's about just making small choices that layer upon each other. Forward is forward, right? So if I always lean on certain statements like, if not now, when? When am I going to do it? And it's about also asking yourself the real tough questions. If you haven't done it, what's holding you back? Is it lack of support? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it pure desire that's lacking? Is it the fear of failure or the fear of success? So that's the first step here. Is whatever it is that you've already had in your head that you're like, okay, 2017, this is not following me, why haven't you worked at it yet? Or why haven't you followed through with it? Because it's important to understand what's missing for you. So if it's support, who do you need in your life? What kind of a mentor, what kind of a support system do you need to be able to move forward in that realm? And support is incredibly important. And if you have goals for your health, but nobody around you is supporting you or encouraging you or being your cheerleader or acknowledging anything that you're doing, why would you want to move forward? Now, part of the process is throughout all of this is you need to show up for yourself. But sometimes people just aren't there yet. And that's why I say, do the work of personal development so that you build a stronger you. So that you're not needing, the attention and care of other people as much. You still need support, you need strategic pieces, but you have a really strong sense of self where things are just bouncing off of you a little bit more. And you'll start to weed out the pieces that are holding you back and making you small. And this can go with life, this can go with business, this can go with every area for us. And, what we allow is what is going to continue. And I want you to think about that. What you allow will continue. So at some point in time, it's the thoughts, the behaviors, the people, and the projects that we take on, that we allow into our life. We say, this is okay. I am okay spending my time and energy here. And then we get bitter and resentful, or we actually didn't want to, or, we're not being treated well, but we've let it be okay. Every choice that we make is a reflection of our self-worth. We are saying that that's how we feel about ourselves. I'm allowing somebody who is not treating me well, belittling me or talking down to me or right out being abusive. You are saying that is okay. And these are all things that I want you to get really clear on heading into this new year. I want you to journal. I want you to write down your thoughts. I want you to see your patterns. So going back, it's like that first step is you're looking backwards. What are your patterns? What have you always done in the years prior? So what do you need to make different this time? What shift needs to happen so that you actually get a different outcome? It's starting to take note. What behaviors, what thought processes, what patterns, what people, what projects are not serving you. They are keeping you small, keeping you mediocre. That it's not up to them to weed you. It's up to you to be like, hey, why am I allowing these things in my life, in my head, around me, in my house, at work? Why? And it's not to place any judgment or shame or anything like that. It's to get clear on what behaviors of yours do you need to step out of? Where do you need to strengthen so that you could actually get different results in 2017? So take the time, write that down. That is the most important piece to making any type of change. So you're getting clear. I want you to get real and raw and audit yourself. Are there thought processes that come up for you, where you're not speaking kindly about yourself, where you're being negative, where you're being too hard, where you're trying to be a perfectionist, that it's not serving you? It's not getting you to be the greatest that you can be. What are those behaviors? Do you get envious and jealous of people? Do you not feel great about yourself? Are you a self-sabotager? When things just get too good, it's almost like, oh, that's too good to be true. I might as well just reject them before they reject me. What kind of behaviors are holding you back from being your best self? Write it down. Projects, people. Let's start off with people. Okay, this is a tough one, right? People, do you have some people in your life right now who do not want the best for you, who are holding you back, who every time you go to grow or try and, come up with an idea, it's shut down, it's not great. They really don't want the best for you, which, just a little hint right now, that's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Has nothing to do about you. You, on the other hand, are allowing that behavior in your life. You need to ask yourself why. It's not about being hopeful that something is going to change. Doesn't mean that you have to cut somebody fully out, but you do have to strengthen how you show up in that scenario. If it's like a knife jabbing in you every single time, and you're feeling discouraged and disappointed and sad and frustrated, something has to change. You won't get to that next step in your life being held back by weight and sadness and anger and bitterness and resentfulness. That is poison. If you're feeling those feelings, not so much the sadness, the anger, resentment, the frustration, and you have that inside your body, you go to bed at night just being so disappointed, that is where you need to start right now. Because that is going to attract nothing but hardship, more negativity, illness. So you got to think like your mind only holds one thought and emotion at a time. You got to be really careful what you allow in your head. So if you're surrounded by, somebody or people or a job or whatever it might be that is making you feel bad about yourself, then where do you think your head's at? How do you expect to attract greatness, great new possibilities, new people, when you're in a place that is not great, that you've chosen? And this is where people want to go to a place of being victimized. Like this is just happening to them. You're allowing that to be in your life. You're saying that is okay. You're telling yourself that that's okay. And so, yeah, it's scary. And like I said, it's not always about cutting, but it's about putting boundaries. It's about, sometimes it is cutting somebody out or a project out or deciding that you need to have another plan. And if that's what you're writing down in this process, I want you to put a huge star beside it. Doesn't mean that you'll get there tomorrow, but it means that that's where you need to put all your focus on to be able to get yourself out of that. Developing the strength and the courage and to get other support pieces in there so that you could actually move through it and get stronger. Keep doing this work, right? And same with projects and jobs. I get it. This one's tough as well, because some people are like, I can't just quit my job. If you're in a place that is toxic to your mental health, to your physical health, they connect, everything connects together. Don't think that you're, compartmentalizing anything right now. And you're just like, well, I just, it's good. It's good because financially I'm stable. But you got to really understand the pros and the cons. What something is actually doing to you in the long term, is it really worth it? And maybe what you do is you just start the journey of exploration. What could it look like if I just started from now looking to see what other possibilities are out there, right? Because I'm telling you, what you think financially is holding you stable, if you don't have your health, if you get broken down and you feel awful about yourself and you're not valued, the long-term effects of staying in that role is not going to be positive. Because if you don't take care of you, you don't have anything. We've got to stop gambling with our health and our mental health and our life and our bodies. That is the most important thing that we have. And if that's the one thing that you move forward with today, moving forward, then you know what? Then that's the best foundation that you have. The conviction that that needs to stop. You are worth more than that. And, you figuring out your worth is going to be the biggest asset that you have. I want you to think about that. What is your worth? I know what mine is. I could even put a dollar value on it. But it took me a long time to get there. And how it shows up for me is where I spend my time and where I give my energy. And also the projects that I take on, so on and so forth. But because if I'm giving you my time and my energy, I am saying that I'm worth it, you're worth it. I feel good about that. Because time is the one thing that when it's gone, we can't go buy it. When your health is gone, you can't go buy it. So this whole I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it on January 1st. Oh, you know what I mean? Just keep pushing it and pushing it. I now want you to replace that with, why not now? Why am I not worth it now? Why am I willing to gamble my most important asset? And start to show up for yourself in a stronger, more meaningful way. So the one ingredient that I always say is needed once you become clear on okay, what do I need to cut, or what things do I need to move out of so that I have a nice, strong new foundation moving into 2017 or whichever new year you're jumping into, if you're listening to this later on in life. It's courage. It takes a lot of guts to move forward and to make choices and to make cuts and to move out of relationships or to leave jobs or to whatever it is that is not serving you, that is coming up for you, or to get out of your own way. Takes a lot of courage. So I always say you add in courage and you sprinkle in some action, and then you start to grow. You move out of that spot. And the genius thing is that once you start to feel the feelings and the pride and the joy of growing, of changing, of seeing life, it's uncomfortable at first. People are like, whoa, why are you making these choices? Oh, who do you think you are? But once you get out of that, because as you become stronger, you're not going to care as much. That's the genius part of this. You're not going to care as much because you are committing to you, right? And then it's going to feel so good that you're not going to want to go backwards. Or if you let's say you're talking about, health and diet, and you kind of fall off a little bit, you're going to catch yourself, because you're going to remember, your body is going to remember what it feels like, that joy and that, and just that overall feeling great. And you're not going to function well. So you're going to want to go back there. So you're retraining your body and your mind on what feels good versus what you thought felt good before. A lot of the things that we think feel good, those quick fixes, those short-term results, food, the behavior, certain people, the attention that we think that we need, it doesn't. And then the harder stuff, the stuff that takes a little bit longer, that sometimes you don't get the benefits right away. Sometimes you got to kind of go through the sledge of like losing certain people from your life or, whatever. It's not comfortable. It's hard. But once you get through it, you've got long lasting results. You've changed in the process. That's exciting. Thinking about your life right now, this is what you get to control. We don't know when, our journey is going to be up. And we don't want to get to a place, I don't know about you guys, but like, being 10, 15 years down the road, looking backwards and just being like, why didn't I make that choice? How depressing is that? And if you're at that place right now and something stings you with what I'm saying, change now. Don't allow another 5, 10 years to go down the road. Find meaning and purpose for yourself to make the changes so that you can have the life that you desire. You get to create it. That's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to our partners, our spouses, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, or whatever they might be. It's not for our children to fill that void for us. It's for us to decide what we want, what's going to create our happy, how can we be living our best so that we're peaceful and less chaotic and we feel good about the choices that we're making. We're not just stuck in this, this wheel, this hamster wheel of like same old, same old, same old. I don't know how to get off of this ride. Each day just blends into one another. At some point, you need to say, I'm hitting stop, I'm hitting pause, something needs to change. And I hope that is now. Even if it's just little mini changes, little mini choices, because those little choices will compound on one another. And before you know it, you'll hit your tipping point. It's not about these drastic, huge changes that people feel that they need to make on January 1st that they can't keep up with because they have not created the strong mindset to be able to keep up with a change like that. They're not used to it, right? Build small and steady. Get the right support around you. Dig in deep. Ask yourself why you have the behaviors and thought processes that you have. Figure yourself out. And if you have a lot of stuff from the past that is holding you back from being your best, that is traumatic, that is whatever it is, because if you haven't cleaned that up, it will attach to every single choice that you make about yourself, every thought process you have about yourself, any thought process you have about somebody else, it shows up about how you treat other people. Connects to your worth. Go clean it up. Go find yourself a great counselor. Go find yourself a great therapist. Whatever it is, move through it. Don't allow it to be the ball and chain that holds you back from living an exceptional life starting now. Promise you, nothing will happen, We get so fearful of going back into stuff, and rightfully so. But at some point in time, it's already done. We're given experiences, good, bad, or ugly, for a reason in life. When you find what that reason is, you're going to be able to use those experiences in a way that's going to help you, help your future. Not everybody thinks like that. That obviously is my opinion in this. But every time we fail, every time we fall, every time something happens, there is a lesson in it. When you figure out what the lesson is, you're going to be able to jump out of it a lot quicker and with more meaning and purpose. You're going to feel better in the process, and it's not going to hold you back and keep you trapped in prison. You are going to be able to move into your future and feel strong and be like, I went through that. The strength that you had to get through things. You start to acknowledge the good pieces in horrible situations, and you're going to be able to move forward in a way that is going to make you stronger. And that's, that's life. Life is messy. It's super messy. And that's why doing this type of work is so necessary. So we're not broken. We are not broken. We are strong, capable, high-functioning human beings. We're not victims. We're victims when we allow ourselves to be caged and told to play small by ourselves, by our mind. I always bring this up, but it's like our mind doesn't want us to be great. Our body has a defense mechanism to keep us away from any kind of hurt, any kind of risk, anywhere that's just that little bit of like, ooh, something could happen. The only problem is, it's not just keeping us away from situations that could be of danger to us physically, which that's also why we have a defense mechanism. It's also keeping us away from any other type of risk, where we might get our feelings hurt, where, oh my gosh, we might fail. It doesn't decipher between the two. That's why you need to recognize what comes up for you. Learn yourself. Understand why you have the defense mechanism that you do and where it came from, because it got created by things that you've gone through in your past. That's why it's there, to keep you away from risk, to hold you back. The only thing is, it's holding you back from creating meaningful relationships, from communicating the way, that's getting positive results. It's keeping you away from the possibility of amazing new situations from entering into your life. Because what if you fail? Because what if you don't make it? Thing is, if you don't, it wasn't meant to be. You got to start leaning on some strong statements in your life. Trust the process. I always say that, just trust the process. If something is happening and it's not feeling good, there is something in there for you to learn. And maybe it wasn't meant for you. We hold on to things, people, projects, goals that are not serving us. Because of what? Because our ego is like, oh, I can't let go. Sometimes the smartest thing is to cut and go. Move your energy onto something else, someone else, another job, whatever it might be. You've got to make that choice for yourself. So that's how I want you to move into 2017. And I don't want you to wait to January 1st and do, vision board party and whatever that might be. Start now. Just start writing. Start asking yourself questions so that you are making a conscious choice of what you need to leave behind. That is more important than what, diet or goal that you're going to move towards, starting January 1st. Dissect what has held you back in the past. Also understand what has gotten you success in the past. What are your strengths? So that you can lean on those pieces. Because what has gotten you success in the past, if you lean on those pieces, is going to get you success again in the future if you have the same desire and the same commitment. Lean on what is yours that you know to be true. Let go of the things that are shackling you. That's your job right now. If you take my challenge, of course. All right. So that's enough for right now. Keep an eye on my page on Facebook, Charlotte Fro, Change by Choice, because I am going to be doing some different live feed videos on goal setting. I also have a challenge in there right now, an open to the public challenge. And all the lessons are still in there. So you can go and take a look and do the work if you want to. It's all there as my gift to my people who helped get me to this place in 2016. So there's a whole lot of content there for you. And you know what? It's there. You can always go back to it. You can jump into it. You don't have to have started again. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just jump in. Just do something now, right? Don't be in your own way in 2017. Start now. Get out of your way. Start to get to that place of excitement. What is going to excite you? And what is going to hold you back? Get rid of the things that are going to hold you back. And that may take some time, but awareness and clarity is the first piece to that. Get real with yourself. So on that note, I'm going to leave you, and I am super excited to have you jump in and be part of the community. If you ever have any questions, you can send me messages online, on Facebook, through my email. All my contact information is on my website, charlottebro.com. And thank you so much for being a part of me building out my brand in 2016. And I'm so, so excited for what 2017 is going to bring. All right, you guys have an amazing, amazing day, and Happy New Year. I'm sending you all my love. Take care.